Hey, I'm Olivia.
Hey, I'm Jesse.
Welcome to our podcast about relationships.
You've heard all the other relationship podcasts before. Now listen to one more.
Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Jesse and Olivia Podcast.
Welcome back, y'all.
I like it when you say y'all.
I like it because it addresses everybody, no matter what their gender pronouns may be.
Yeah, that's true. What about if they are cats?
Cats can be a y'all. That's included in all.
I guess. So welcome to our third episode of our podcast.
Hooray!
Hooray! We made it!
Time to celebrate.
Yeah, I guess we can be consistently uploading stuff instead of just one episode podcast kind of thing. So yeah, it's been a hot summer day and it's been a busy summer season 2. What have you been up to, Jesse?
I've been working a lot. I don't know, working from home in the office, and it sucks because we don't have air conditioning, but it's okay.
Yeah, so we're recording this podcast from our home office, and we're pretty much naked. And no.
Don't tell them that.
Naked podcast.
My mom's listening.
No, we're not naked. No, we're not naked.
We're whatever you want us to be.
Ooh. But yeah, but we're pretty sweaty, so I'm sorry if this episode will be a little bit sticky. So, what are we gonna talk about today?
So, for today's podcast, we thought we'd do sort of a lighter subject. We were going to talk about what online dating is like and what dating is like in the 21st century.
21st century? You mean it's on like we are grandmas and grandpas?
We're living in the future.
I guess.
Everyone dates with their phones now.
I guess. Yeah, and which is funny because like, back in the day, well, not back in the day, but about maybe 10 years ago, when I was single and monogamous lady, I started using online dating, but it wasn't on the phone because, there was no apps and stuff like that. There was no Tinder,
Mm-hmm.
So back then it was like eHarmony, Match.com. What else did I use back in the day? But even then, like, comparing those to the online dating apps now, pretty drastic change, which is super weird for me. In terms of how people communicate and what are the expectations is when you are doing online dating. Because like back in the day with those apps, I'm calling it apps. Those were not apps.
You're talking about websites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Websites. There's still such a thing called websites.
Mm-hmm.
You had to answer like all these questions, like a lot of them. Because they want to match you with other people with, the same personalities, likes, and all that.
Makes sense.
And it took like, I don't know, almost an hour to fill those out, But now, you install Tinder and they don't really ask you a question. They just say, like, describe yourself. And, you only get, I don't know, 150 characters or maybe more. And then, you just hit okay or whatever. And then suddenly, you are out there.
It's like a tweet.
Yeah. So instant. So I don't know how I feel about that, actually.
Harder to get to know somebody, I feel, if that's all you can describe.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I guess that's what kids these days use.
Kids these days.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my Tinder. But yeah, it's amazing. I don't know, since we became polyamorous and I try to go back to the dating scene. Um, there are people that are saying like, "Oh, you don't want to use online dating apps," and there are people that are like saying like, "Oh, you do want to use online dating apps." So I kind of try, using both between online dating apps and website like Meetup to meet people, to be actually um going to do activities with people and start like with being friends and then maybe dating eventually. So it's not just like online dating apps where you can just like, hey, you want to grab coffee. So yeah, I have some pretty interesting stories to share that hopefully people will find it helpful or not very helpful. It's all up to you.
It's definitely a weird kind of concept and world, how Tinder works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'd be helpful to know somebody else's experience with it.
Yeah, and it's the heat, folks. It's the heat. I cannot talk right now. I'm starting to hallucinating, like it's really hot. It's like 90 degrees today. But anyway, what I was saying. Oh yeah, Tinder. Well, I think I try to use a few apps, in the sake of research. You should, quotation research.
For the audio listeners, she's doing air quotes.
So I try to use Tinder. If you don't know what Tinder is the one that, you can meet people instantly and, which is funny because like sometimes people are saying like, oh, it will give you the closest people by you. And, which is not true because when I'm on it and I set my preference to certain, how many miles I want my date to be from me, it's sometimes it gives me that, way further in the middle of nowhere. And so, I don't understand the part where people say like, oh, it's, pretty much it's like a hookup thing where you can just message someone like your neighbor and like, hey, boo, do you want, would you like to hook up with me? Which is, that's not the case. Like, that never happened to me.
I'm also not sure I want to see my neighbor on Tinder. Hi, Karen.
Oh my god, that's too funny. So yeah, that's Tinder, and I was also on Bumble. On Bumble, so Bumble is an app that was designed for women to be able to make the move first. So we contact the guys. So it's still the same concept. You swipe right, and then the guy swipe right, and then if both of you swipe right, then as a um as a female identified person, you can pretty much contact the person. And I don't know how I feel about that either. I didn't have any luck from it. Besides, like, there was this guy that I went on a coffee date with, and he became kind of like stalkish. Yeah, that was like a whole ordeal that I don't want to repeat.
Yeah, stalkers are scary. I would say, as someone that's deathly afraid to approach women and talk to them, that sounds pretty good to me.
I think so. I think that's good for people who are more introverted. I feel guess that who are more introverted. But the problem with that is like I feel that I don't know about everybody else, but when I was on Bumble, seems like the guys that are on it, they are pretty much like straight white male, most of them. Not like bringing up race or sexual identity or anything like that, but I'm a type of person that appreciate my partner to be whoever they want to be. They don't have to be straight, and they don't have to be white, and they don't have to be identified as male. If it's not, what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Variety.
Yeah, so I kind of like stopped using that just because
same people.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
What's a What's a really funny thing that happened to you on your dating apps? Do you have any funny stories about it?
Funny stories.
Or tragic?
I don't know about funny stories. It's more about the way people approach me. The way guys approach me that is kind of like sometimes pretty funny in a way that they didn't approach me.
Yeah, guys can be kind of funny.
It's because like that's the problem that I have with it, you know. It feels like I always have to make the move. And guess what? That's really common because I heard same stories from so many of my friends.
I believe it.
And so you know that make it tricky because some ladies, you know, they still want to be pursue, you know, they want to be wanted or they want guys to make the first move.
Sure.
And that's why I think sometimes people find dating women find dating, you know, can be frustrating. Because, you know, they think like, oh, this guy is not interested in me. Because, you know, he didn't contact me, didn't say hi. But in reality is that like that guy probably just thinking like, oh, I'm too shy. Or, oh, you know, I'm just doing this for fun. I swear, like on those dating apps, sometimes I think people just swiping right just like it's like a video game. Instead of dating apps. So yeah, funny stories usually is involving people that message me first and they didn't read my profile. And then, you know, I told them that I'm polyamorous and they're always confused that with polygamy. So yeah, I had question of like from someone who's like, so you have sister wives? I was like, no.
You're starting a cult?
No, my goal is to have 5 husbands. So do you want to be, you know, do you want to be a brother husband?
So funny.
I mean, you know, it's frustrating because they just don't read my profile.
Yeah, and I believe it.
And, you know, talk about profile. I feel like, you know, a lot of people frustrated as well. Especially some people in the polyamory community because, you know, they feel like, oh, you know, most people don't really understanding what I'm looking for. And so like I like to put it on my profile that I'm polyamorous or / non-ethical
ethical non-monogamy.
Ethical non-monogamy, not non-ethical monogamy. That's gonna be
that's a TV show. That's a TV show on TLC.
I know. Ethical non-monogamy and then I also like to put what I'm looking for. And usually I put like I'm open to any connection except hookups. And I don't really say because I don't like having sex or I think that's gross. I see that on some people's profile as well. But I put it because for me it's wasting time because I'm, you know, pretty busy. So that's why I said like, you know, I'm not open to hookups, which is true. But as far as like, you know, looking for long-term relationship or anything like that, I don't really put it in there. So it's more like, you know, I'm open to like being friends. Yay, for friends. You know, dating. Yeah, for dating. And stuff like that. So I think that's, you know, that's been what really helpful for me. I feel like I do all the talking in this episode.
No, I'm just listening. I think you have more experience with online dating than I do. Like,
but you started doing that as well, though. I want to know your story.
I don't really have much. I will tell you my pet peeve, though. Something that happens to me a lot. I can't stand it when the only response to "what are you up to" is nothing. I'm bored. Cool. It was a great conversation.
Oh my god, I know, right? Nothing says like I'm a catcher. I'm a catcher. I'm a catch.
Catcher's something else.
Nothing says like I'm a catch than like saying like nothing. I'm bored.
Yeah, nothing. You.
Oh my god, I don't like that type of conversation. Which is funny because because I think that's what most common people are asking. And I feel like I find more connections with people that put things on their profiles, saying like, this is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And then I will, I can start my hey thing with like, talking about things that we like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I find that interesting when people just say nothing.
The thing that bothers me about it, I think, is it just feels like not creative. Like it's someone that, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it feels like that's someone that's not really got a lot going on in their life, and that's not really what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm gonna connect with someone and be with someone, dating or friendship or otherwise, I want it to be a person that makes me better. And, motivation and, being passionate about something is really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not the case, but when your only response is, I'm not doing anything and I'm bored, it sounds like, you're not really up to anything. You're not passionate about something, which, like I said, is probably not the case, but that's just the impression you give off if that's your only response.
Yeah, and I think that's common too with guys. As a woman that dating guys, sometimes I wish I just date other women, but but yeah, I like guys. I like boys, not boys. Oops. Guys.
You can say boys.
Yeah, as a woman that using a dating app and looking for guys to date. I noticed some guys they just put like their profile pictures and nothing in their profiles.
I see that with women too.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think women don't have to like peacock or show off as much because I don't know.
And also their pictures are so, I don't know. I saw guys that were like just wearing sunglasses in all their profile pictures.
Any abs? Lots of ab pictures.
Not really.
No?
No, surprisingly, the one that they show me, no app pictures. Now I feel like they owe me something.
Yeah, I want my money back.
I want my money back too. Or like I saw activities, hiking, snowboarding, skiing, fishing. There's a lot of pictures of guys with fish. Is
That's
it
fun.
is
Like
it the same from the women's side?
like scuba diving and stuff.
No, literally they're just like standing with their pro bass
Like fishing
jacket.
I see.
Yeah, and then like holding a big ass fish.
I see. Yeah, I see that a lot. I think that's just because we live in Oregon. I see a lot of people that hike and snowboard and stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like that doesn't really, well, I mean for me, I'm more a couch potato than an active potato.
Now that you bring that up, I want to see like pictures of people on the couch like watching Netflix
Yeah,
as
right?
their thing. That'd be funny. Playing like Mario or something.
I know.
That'd be funny.
We should make that dating apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder why that is. I didn't see a lot of like nerds or anything on Tinder. Like everyone's pretty broy and really outgoing and outdoorsy.
Yeah, even on OkCupid, which is like most polyamorous people use, and also monogamous people use. And they're pretty nerdy. I mean, you can read from their profile. OkCupid, the good part about OkCupid is like you can write in your profiles and they have questions, but you can tell they're pretty nerdy from their answers. But their profile pictures is still like showing how active they are. I think that's good in a way that like you're showing your quality as a mate, like saying like, hey, I'm active, I'm attractive,
That's
I'm
very
physically
true.
fit. I have things going on in my life, I'm not clingy, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I feel that needs to be balanced with put a selfie that is not like you're jumping out of a cliff somewhere. Just because as a woman, I like to see what my partner looks like, their facial feature, their smile, their hair, their eyes. Those are great qualities that I like to see from my prospective partners. And also as a couch potato person, I feel kind of like intimidated by it, a little bit, because I feel like, oh, if I don't like to do that, then we're not really a match. which in reality is like you can be matched with a person, that you don't have to have the exact same hobbies, or exact same interests, because you will learn that you actually have things that you do have in common.
Sometimes that's more interesting, talking to people that are into things that you wouldn't necessarily do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. So, I find that interesting when, doing online dating, and how people presenting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't like to ski, hiking sometimes, so my profile pictures is all of them are selfies. And I do have one that is not a selfie, but it's in front of me, in front of the Hamilton Richard Rogers Theater, New York. But I feel like that kind of like capture what I like, which is musical, and which is unfortunately, I haven't found any guys that like musicals as much as I do yet. Yeah, and talk about funny dating story. I do have one.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people always thinking that if an attractive guy that look like a model usually is a catfish or a spam.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been going on everywhere. And I encountered one of that.
A catfish?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I played along with it.
That's funny.
It went on for a couple days. But yeah, there is this guy that was super famous on Instagram. I forgot his real name.
Mm-hmm.
But people been using his picture.
That's funny.
And to be on online dating apps and pretending to be him and seducing ladies and saying that he's in the Navy and he's in a mission somewhere in the middle of the ocean by Egypt or whatever.
As you do.
And that's why, on Tinder, you cannot see his location, because you cannot see how many miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, that person saying, oh, because I'm in the Navy and I'm on a mission.
That's funny.
And then, and then the person is like so sweet, but sometimes like his English just seems broken. And, and it was so weird. But anyway, this scam that these people are doing is like they will seduce ladies and they will make them fall in love with him. And then, out of the blue, they will ask for money, saying like, oh, something happened and I need money. Can you wire me some money? Blah, blah, blah. And the sad part is that a lot of women, they did that.
Yeah, you gotta be smart about that stuff.
Yeah, and I felt bad because, like, you think that most people know about catfish already.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Max. Hi, Neve. Like they're gonna listen to this podcast. Hi, Max. Hi, Neve. Which is like my favorite TV show. But yeah, you think that they know about that by now, but a lot of people don't really know that. Anyway, when that happened to me, like I going on for a couple of days, because I want to know like how stupid this person think I am.
It's just fun to fuck around with people like that.
Yeah.
Like pretend, go along with it.
And then like, so finally I called this person out like the last day of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, I know you're just a scammer, and he's like, I don't do that.
No.
As a woman, you shouldn't talk to me that way.
That's funny.
I was like,
bitch.
Yeah. I was like, excuse me? Hold my earrings. Hold my earrings. I'm taking off my high heels, throw it at him. I was like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
I was like, yeah, you are pretty much a scammer. I'm going to report you.
Hmm.
And of course, pretty much like, the profile. I did report the profile.
But they just make a new one.
Yeah, just make a new one. And they just pretty much like keep going on until their eternity. So, make sure that if you're on, an online dating app and you see like all these guys that look like a model with like 6-packs abs and, half naked, look like Channing Tatum, you might ask yourself a question, why is this guy on a dating app? Because I'm sure there's like pretty much 0.5% of it that is like on dating app. But mostly guys like that, either like, they will be pretty busy. They have a wide social circles. They don't need to be on dating apps. And if they start like pursuing you right away and promising you like all this and calling you beautiful, gorgeous, queens, whatever they're saying, those most likely are scams. So you better just run away from it.
Yeah, and if you do things like ask for pictures or photos, or ask to do like a FaceTime chat with someone, and they're like, "Oh, I can't, I'm busy, whatever," and they just keep avoiding it, that's also a red flag to watch out for.
Yeah.
As if they don't want to communicate or show their face.
Mm-hmm. So I also keep hearing about people being ghosted.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like you start talking to someone and then suddenly after like few days of conversation that person just disappeared and never responded to your text, never responded to your messages. Or even worse, sometimes people make going on a date and then that person doesn't show up. That those things happen too. Not like trying to scare people of like online dating, but this is like a real life thing that is happening. Hasn't happened to me yet, thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about giving it a term, because that's also a normal thing. I feel like if you're not interested in someone, of course you're not going to talk to them anymore.
Well,
I don't know.
It
hurts to be on the receiving side of it, though, for sure.
It's true. I think that's more common with. I don't want to generalize things.
We can generalize.
No, because it's happening in the polyamorous community as well.
Mm.
But I feel like if it's in the polyamorous community, I feel that there is more communications happening, and
smaller world.
No, I hopefully like people practicing the open communication and honesty part of it. Instead of just like ghosting on someone.
It is passive aggressive.
It
sure.
is.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it's shitty. So if you're listening to this and you are thinking like, "Oh yeah, I did that to people," shame on you. No, I'm kidding. No, we're not shaming you, but please don't do that ever again.
Yeah, honesty's hard, but honestly, it feels a lot better after you do it.
Yeah, you can always say like, "Hey, I don't think we're a match. Thank you for your time talking to me, but I think that you should invest your energy on someone else," or
it's a good way to put
it. That way people not feeling frustrated and thinking like something is wrong with them, because it's totally not them, it's not us. It's just probably just not, it's not a match. And people who just like stand up people for dates, just don't show up, those people are shitty.
Yeah, you don't deserve, or you deserve better.
Yeah, these are totally better things. So yeah, I don't know. I like online dating. So far, I feel that people that I met online, they are pretty close on what they're saying they are. When I met them in real life, they're pretty close match to what they say they are online. And I think that's another thing too. It's I encourage people to meet right away instead of talking for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then never met that person. I guess I know some people that talk for like 2 months. Because the sooner you meet that person, the better the better like, oh, is this person someone that I want to spend time with. You don't even have to think the long term of like dating them long term, or if you're single and monogamous, you're thinking of marrying them. Don't think that far ahead yet. Just thinking about like, will I like to have dinner with this person again?
Because meeting someone in person is different than talking to them like in a text chat.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I had partners that great on text, not so great meeting in person, meaning like we cannot communicate very well.
Yeah.
And I had partners who are great in person, but they cannot really express their emotion through text. And so it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about online dating, Jesse, since you've been doing it for a little bit?
I have never liked dating. uh, um, it's been fun though. It's fun to talk to people. People can be kind of funny. Um, but yeah, I never had any luck on Tinder. But I had a lot of luck on a furry dating app.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know what furries are, they like anthropomorphic characters, kind of like Disney cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird, but it's what I'm into.
Yeah.
Hashtag don't judge.
Oh no, we're like a sex positive podcast and no slut shaming, no lifestyle shaming here.
But at the same time, it's totally fine to make fun of because it is funny. But I have a pretty good sense of humor about it. But anyways, yeah, they're really open about polyamory, and there's a lot of queer people on there, and I love queer people. Like, some of my best friends since living here have been a group of lesbians that I loved hanging out with. They were super fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like alternative kind of people, and I had a lot more connections on something like that as opposed to Tinder, which I think is for more quote unquote normal people, which I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
Or don't feel that way.
Yeah, I think I agree with that because that's why we're polyamorous.
Yeah.
Because we love alternative lifestyle, and that's how I feel about it too. Like for me, being on Tinder, and if the person seems pretty square, and square for me meaning like, I don't know, what they like is football, and drinking beer, and
oh, like straight white men, like, hello.
Yeah.
Pass me the Budweiser.
Yeah. Like, go back to the kitchen, woman. Make me some chicken wings.
I'd bitch slap him.
But, I don't jive with people like that. I wish there are more alternative people on Tinder, but I did, but I can see how it's difficult for me, for like a female identified person like me, then that like guys, instead of bisexual. Sometimes like I tell Jessie all the time, like, I wish I'm attracted to women sexually. Like, I love women. I love looking at them. They're beautiful. They are,
Very pretty.
amazing creatures, and I'm sure, they make great sex partner, even, romantic partner. But I just not interested in, being romantically involved with other women. And so, yeah, I can see the struggle on how to find alternative people on it. One website that I use to find alternative people, but I I'm not very active on it, and I feel like most people just use it for sex and kings, which is that's what it's for. It's FetLife, FetLife. That's a great website to find alternative people. You can list like your king, or your fetishes, and they also have great meetups. So if you're into, say, furry, even though I haven't seen much furry, but at the same time, I'm not looking for one. But there, you can always try to find local meetups for that. But so far, my experience on it is like just guys approaching me like, "Hey, would you like to have sex?" And I'm just like, "No, thank you. I'm flattered, but but no sex for me at this moment." Because I'm just too busy with my partners. I cannot add another thing. But yeah, I'm not telling that person. I'm just saying like, yeah, no, thank you. But yeah, I think that's a good website to check out too, for people that looking for alternative lifestyle, because it's hard. I feel the dating apps that we have, the current ones, that is pretty mainstream, is very monogamous oriented. OkCupid is starting to allow you to put non-monogamous on it, which is amazing. And it all because before, so they went through a change. I guess they got bought out by another company, and then they changed their algorithm on how they do things to be like Tinder. So pretty much you have to both swipe right, and then you can message each other.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it was amazing because you can just message people without like any swiping.
Mm-hmm.
Since they changed that, the polyamory community, we are having struggle with with finding other people because it doesn't match. The algorithm doesn't know that we are non-monogamous. Because at that time the thing they only have is like either seeing someone or open relationship. So I gave a lot of feedback to OkCupid. OkCupid was like probably like so sick listening to me. But I was telling them this is not working, and they said like, well, this is to protect mostly female. And
yeah, I was curious, like with open messaging, don't you get a lot of messages from creeps and like dick pics and stuff?
Okay, so
not that there's anything wrong with a dick pic, but
oh yeah.
I guess unsolicited. It's like, hello, not what I asked for.
Go back to dick pic. I never get any dick pic, unsolicited dick pic.
Oh really?
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Oh God, why am I saying that? No, everybody gonna send me dick pics.
So funny.
Oh God.
You asked for it.
No, okay.
It's like the one thing on the internet. Don't tell people not to do something.
So yeah, no. Now like after they changed their system, I got so many creeper messages that just like sending me stuff saying like, hey gorgeous.
Like people you matched with though?
No.
How are they able to message you?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like, hey gorgeous. Oh, I know why. Because I had their membership of whatever program they have. So I paid for 1 month, whatever it's that, so I can see messages that are coming to me. Because I want to prove it to OkCupid saying like your fucking system doesn't work. So I get like messages that just like, hey gorgeous or hey sexy, you're down to hook up. I get tons of that since they switched.
Sure.
And it's frustrating the shit out of me. Because I used to love OkCupid, but it's just become like unusable. And so now they start like, having option for you to list as non-monogamous.
That's good.
But still there is a problem because like people that match with me 90-something%, they still don't see me. Because I went on a date one time, and we met on Tinder, but he's on OkCupid as well. And then we both pull up our profile on OkCupid, seeing how much we match with each other. And actually, I matched with him like 90-something%, but OkCupid never shown him to me. And that's freaking frustrating, But they show me like people that is like 60%. And only have like picture look like a mugshot with like a double chin that look like that, like hello, like why is that? Like I don't get it. Like it's completely broken.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So not shaming double chin, by the way. I'm just saying that's like one example. I have double chin. My double chin is getting better, but I still have it.
We also love H3H3 and his double chin.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'll do it like this. This is great audio.
But yeah, but I haven't been on OkCupid in a while. So I don't really know how's the progress on that. But if you're polyamorous and you're wondering like what dating app should I try, maybe you can give that a try since now you can list it yourself as non-monogamous and seeing someone, and then you can also tag your partner that you're actually seeing.
That's cool. Is Plenty of Fish a good one? I remember using that back in the day.
Oh my God, don't get me started on that.
Oh no.
So Plenty of Fish is a Christian-owned company. So they don't allow...
Hence the fish thing.
They don't allow polyamorous people on it. So if you mention that you're polyamorous or open relationship, instead of like just letting you be on their side, they will redirect you to AshleyMadison.com.
That's funny.
That's fucked up.
It's pretty funny.
Talk about a fucking Christian.
That's a good example of the stigma of polyamory, like what people think of it.
Yeah, no, I think it's completely fucked up because as a Christian based dating company, that's why they call it plenty of fish.
I never
Fish.
knew that.
Why they redirect people that want to have multiple partners to go to a cheating website.
Well, I do see some like I've used Grindr to look for guys, and
Yeah.
you do see a lot of like married people looking for exactly that. Like they're looking for something discreet that their wife's not going to find out about. So
Yeah, but
that's not polyamory.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, those people are out there too. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why. It's not against polyamorous people. It's just, they don't want people cheating on their wives, and that's understandable. But it is weird to redirect them to that specific website for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like if they belong to the same.
Oh, maybe
owner.
they own both websites.
No,
That's
I think
possible.
Ashley Madison is different owner though, because we watched that documentary. Remember?
Yeah, I kind of forget about it.
He is like in an open relationship with his concubine or something, and then so he had this idea of making this website. It was all about like the data leak that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you used Ashley Madison? Is it a good dating website?
No.
He's face.
I
checked it out. I didn't really see anything.
I saw Bob on it.
I saw our neighbor Karen.
Bob, what are you doing on there?
Bob, no. Think about the kids. Fucking Bob. I hate Bob.
I know.
What a shithead.
What a shithead, Bob. Just keep building instead of cheating. Who the fuck is Bob?
Bob the cheater.
Bob the cheater. Should make a doll cartoon called Bob the Cheater.
Can we cheat on her? Yes, we can.
Jesus.
So stupid.
But overall, I feel like sharing my online dating experience, I think so far for me it's been pretty good. And I don't know how I feel about it if there is no such thing as an online dating apps because I'm busy, with everything going on live, whatever. And if I have to just go to the bar, first of all, I don't drink much. Second of all, it's expensive. And third of all, like, I don't really know if I want to pick up guys at the bar,
Yeah.
Because my type of guys is usually they're, nerdy, like to go to the gym, but still nerdy. I don't know how to describe it, but, those are like the people that I jive with, and I think having an online dating apps that, that can help to find those type of people that I'm attracted to.
It's definitely quicker. Like, it's quicker to scope out, see if that's someone you'd be interested in learning more about or not. Whereas with the bar, you'd have to ask every person. You can't judge what someone's into by how they look. Sometimes you can.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And I think the frustration is to sometimes with people that frustrated using it. I want to suggest, if you feel like you're frustrated using this online dating app, is that number one, take a break from it. Uninstall it and then reinstall it again, or just, log out of it and come back in. Don't make it like as an addiction, because I can see that happening, not with me. I'm not easily addicted to things.
I don't have a problem, I swear.
Yeah, I don't have a problem, I swear. I'm gonna swipe this. No, but I'm not easily addicted to things, so for me it's not addicting. But I can see mostly with male, guys, they there are people that tell me that they get addicted to it, because it's killing time, and
yeah, it's kind of like a video game almost.
Yeah. And second is that don't have so much high expectations.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because I feel, especially if we're talking about monogamous dating, people put this in such a high pedestal. Like, I want to find a great guy with a great job, attractive, that wants to have kids someday, that wants to date and then possibly engage in the next couple years, then get married the following couple years. That's way too much and way too soon. And that's just like a high, like, expectation balloon that you just created. And you just like entering this, logging into this dating app, and you're just like, hey, this is me, everybody. This is all I wanted out of you. And that's gonna fucking scare the shit out of a person. Or, it just make you look like a little bit desperate, even though probably you're not, probably that's just what you want, right?
Could set you up for disappointment too when that fictional person you find out is not there.
Yeah. So, baby steps. I feel like, if you want to date, you want to find someone, it's all about baby steps. Suggesting, don't put that on your dating profile, all those that giant balloon expectations that you want. Don't put that on your dating profile. Try to put like, hey, I'm here, looking to connect with other people that have the same interests, similar interests, or even different interests, whatever you want to put on it, and see how things goes. Would love to go on dates. Go for a nice walk, grab coffees. It's not like you are in a hurry for anything. Even if you are in a hurry for anything, even if you're thinking like, God damn it, next week I turn 40 and, I really want to get married by next week. Hopefully no one does that. Getting married to someone, for a week, that's not a good idea. But even that's what you're looking for. It's not like I'm telling you to lie, but just tone it down a little bit,
I think from the guys' side of things too, expectations are, I see it a lot. I see guys that are looking for like the perfect woman who's attractive, but is loyal and will never cheat on them or whatever. But looking at them just objectively, it's like, really, like, you're about a 6 looking for a 10.
Oh no.
Just being a little bit real here, like, I don't know, guys, I see that a lot. Like, they want like these women that don't exist, and if they do find a woman that looks like that, they're surprised and hurt when they're not as attracted to them, or they end up leaving them for someone else. So yeah, I just see guys with really high expectations a lot too.
Yeah, and I can see that because sometimes there are some women that don't really care if they're attracted to the person or not, and just use their partner for either money, security, financial, well, we're getting into like the sugar daddy, sugar baby kind of thing. But that's why, like, most of guys that are like that, they're on that type of website where it's more for supporting attractive young female that need help.
They're clicking on those ads on the side of websites.
Yeah.
Hot women in your area.
I know. But yeah, I think like expectations happen, from both sides. I mean, as a woman, that attracted to men, I can see how sometimes probably they think like I have a high expectation, but my criteria is not that high though. Like, I don't really care about money, I don't really care about their cars. Few of my partners that I dated, they don't have cars. We took buses and Uber.
That's cute.
But but I do want a partner who's motivated, have goals, have hobbies, have ambitions, not codependent. But there are some women that love their partners to be codependent to them.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah. And so, it's all about, getting what you want and put it out there that this is what I want. And this is what I need, but without being intimidating, without being like, it's a turn off. for your prospective partner. I think that's the tricky part. So if you guys want, I'm offering this service to people that want, looking to date. If you really want, like someone to take a look at your online dating profile and, telling you like what you need to change, or improve, you can always send it to our email, Jessie and Olivia Podcast at gmail.com. Send a screenshot. If you don't want to use your real name, that's fine, but just send a screenshot of your dating profile, and then I can take a look at it. Because I feel like,
It's something desperately needed for sure.
yeah. And, since you guys are like, our listeners, you take time out of your day listening to this. And, I feel like that's something that at least I can do. And I like helping people out to find their match.
That's super cool. So what's the special code they can use to get 10% off?
Of what? What?
So within the next 30 days, if you use the code, oops, I stepped on gum, you'll get 10% off.
On what?
I don't know.
Is that our app? Are you trying to...
No, for your service.
Oh, my service. Oh, I see. No, it's free.
But yeah, if you want that 10% off deal.
Jessie will charge 10% off.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's free.
We'll give you a dime.
But yeah, feel free to send it to our email. And then, or, if you're feeling brave, you can always tag it, on your social media or whatever. We're on social media too. Jessie and Olivia Podcast on Instagram. Facebook page is the same, Jessie and Olivia Podcast. So Facebook.com/Jessie and Olivia Podcast. I think those are the only two social media we have so far.
Those are good ones, though.
Yeah. So what else do we have, Jessie? It's approaching the clock ticking time.
I don't know. I think that was a pretty good discussion, and I liked that we ended with your idea for a service. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah? Do you want me to analyze your dating profile?
Man, I never know what to write on those things.
I'm gonna use my red marker and just like...
I could be your guinea pig.
Yeah, like, cross it out, like...
F.
Yeah.
Minus.
And I'm gonna put like, if you say stupid things like, I like to pick my nose, I'm gonna write, why?
Can you put the dunce cap on me?
Yeah. And then if you write, I love Guy Fieri, and then I'm gonna write with a red marker.
Keep that to yourself.
I'm gonna write a red marker. I just cannot, Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Okay, guys. We are completely soaked from the sweat of this heat.
It's been bad.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna hydrate and end this podcast right now.
And we're gonna dunk our heads in some cold water.
And possibly take a shower naked. Wait.
I'm gonna keep my clothes on. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you like this podcast and you find it helpful, make sure you share it with your friends and family, including your grandparents. Who knows? They want to start using online dating sites.
Get it, Grandma?
Yeah, get it, Grandma. You go, girl. Don't laugh at me. I'm trying to encourage grandmas here. Yeah, and follow us on our social media channels, Jessie and Olivia Podcast, Instagram or Facebook. We're both on there. Subscribe to our episodes. The heat, man. I cannot take it anymore. Okay, you guys, have a great day. Talk to you guys later.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.